Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, episode 102. I'm Darius here with I'm gonna say 85% of Nolan, man. We gave you time off to recuperate using that little floaty chamber like on X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Just bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah.
Back to tank, yeah.
Yeah, get back in the recombulator or whatever they call them. Cryogenic suspension.
Mm-hmm.
How we doing, Zach?
We chilling.
Yeah, good.
Making it.
There we go. We made it. We had to take a brief hiatus. We went to MobaCon and we were worn out. We appreciate everybody that saw us there and got a chance to buy some stuff and play some games and jump into some tournaments and all of that. You know, what'd you feel about that weekend?
It's all kind of a blur now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like one long day?
Basically. So I had to work half the time and the other half I was working. So
yeah. Welcome to our video game booth.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to buy an old NES game?
Please.
How
you feel about it, Zach?
About what?
The MobaCon experience.
I don't want to talk about it.
I feel you. Well, you know, during that time we didn't get a chance to do no gaming or nothing for real. We just watched everybody else, you know, with the cool costumes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they had the Tokyo Game Show while we were gone, and it was not eventful per se, but you know, got to see a lot of Dragon's Dogma, and I'm on board. I'm going to be irritated with the fact that you can't play co-op. Like,
yeah, it does seem kind of like a dropping of the ball.
Yeah, like even if it was just one other person.
Yeah.
Just one other person. You can still have two AI people.
Yeah. Maybe it's the, what do they call? Not the dolls, the AI companions you have.
I just called them minions.
Sure.
But they're not minions. Yeah, they have a certain name for them. But
Pawns. It's like maybe you could replace the pawn with a playable character, or possibly they couldn't do it because then they'd have to have two pawns in that. I don't know.
Well, I know like before, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same way. They haven't said it yet, but it's going to be like before where you can use your friends like pawns.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's it.
And that'll be like, look, see, it's like you're doing it together.
Yeah.
But it ain't.
No. But it's still kind of cool.
I don't want to have Zach's character in my game. I want to have Zach playing his character in my game.
Oh, I had Dr. Doom as mine, as my pawn. He was one of the available ones. He was cool. It's like, how did somebody do this?
I mean, that part will be pretty cool. I will admit that. I get that part. But again, just much, you know, I want to slay big monsters. I really do want to. If I'm going to do that, I would rather do it with an actual friend.
Yeah, that's what always got me. It's like, I always felt like it was like built off for Monster Hunter, which is already multiplayer. So, I mean, it's not a real difference of climbing a dragon and climbing a dragon.
Yeah, they're both dragons. That's the thing. Is there's so many similarities to the games.
Yeah,
to be like, well, one of them can do it, this one can't though. And I don't understand. Like, I'm assuming then that they have way more focus on the story, because there are stories to the Monster Hunter games.
Yeah.
You're in a village of some sort usually, and
Well, Monster Hunter games are like a closed area.
Yeah.
And you have to load into each area, so it's easier to do multiplayer.
Monster Hunter World was open though.
Was it?
Yeah, because it was a world.
But it's still you still
had to like
area
instance to
where you're hunting.
It's just big.
Yeah.
It's not like Dragon's Dogma was an open world.
Yeah.
Much akin to like Skyrim or something.
But still.
Man can dream.
Yeah, that was definitely still a kind of a, because I always assumed.
We've already seen that it's obviously a technical limitation.
I was thinking the same thing too.
I mean,
I think it really is. I think well, here's what I think the technical limitation is.
When you do it,
they can't get the game to function at the level they want it to function with multiplayer.
So, like I mean, that's more than likely what it is. I think is a combination of that, and they probably aren't getting nearly as much as the Monster Hunter team is. It's you want to make a new Monster Hunter game? Here's $100 million. Oh, you want to make a new Dragon's Dogma? Huh? Here's 20.
Hey, How cheap could you make it?
Exactly.
And be
It's like,
aware,
wait,
your
let me
answer
go
will
ahead and
determine whether or not we say yes.
Let me go ahead and take that 20 back. Here's 5 and see what you can do with that.
Yeah.
That's probably exactly what it is. Like, well,
We can put an emergency request in for another meal, but that's as high as
that's about as high as we'll go. Exactly.
You know.
I mean, it is Dragon's Dogma.
And you're not hiring anybody. So whatever the team that you have, that's the team that you got to make it happen.
Yeah, take the interns off of the Monster Hunter Rise team and go at it.
You guys finished the iOS game, right? All right, you can help them out. Speaking of iOS games, did you guys know that the Resident Evil 4 remake is going to be on iPhones?
I saw that.
Or it's going to be on iOS?
Mm-hmm.
And it is $59.99.
I saw that.
I'm good.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, it plays on the only on the 15 Pro.
something like that.
Yes, only works on the 15 Pro and higher, which means the Pro or the Pro Max. There's not a lot of wiggle room there.
Well,
And
is there an equivalent to the Samsung, whatever Samsung is using?
they got a Samsung one that's playing Resident Evil on there?
That's what I'm asking.
I have no idea. I just saw the iOS specifications. And
It's only iOS.
at least it's what it showed.
At
It's
least
just-
right now.
Yeah. And then they had like the latest iPad, the one that just came out. So the one that just came out and the one that'll be coming out later, because there's always another one coming. They'll be able to play it. But it's like, Dolph, I know you can connect a controller to it, but it is not it's not, you're not getting the PS5 Series X version quality.
Apparently, they think
You're not
it's-
getting the DLC either.
It's not getting the
You
DLC?
have to pay $20 for the DLC.
Well, the DLC is $10 and for everybody else.
Yeah, but
Well,
Resident Evil
they
4
also
is
paid-
$70.
Yeah, I'm about to say they also paid $10 extra for it up front.
Okay,
so.
I got you.
But I presume, putting Capcom in the best light here, that hey, this quality is acceptable for us to charge $60 at. Do it.
Oh, I'm sure it will sell too.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. It'll be surprisingly worth it is the problem.
That's probably what that's what they're betting on. It's like, hey, this is one of the best games of the year. We got it at such a quality on a handheld device like this, the likes of which you've rarely or never seen.
No, you haven't. I mean,
$60.
I saw Symphony of the Night on the iPhone and I was like, oh yeah. I forgot it could do that at this point now. So
Yeah.
Is it out yet?
no,
No.
I don't think it's out yet. Nothing I saw said anything about even a release date. If
Apparently, Resident Evil Village is coming out October 30th on the phone. It's going to be $39.99. It's weird that it's what, $20 cheaper,
yes,
Well, it's older at this point too.
but like
I mean, it's
but
run
it's
its
not older. Also,
it's like
life cycle.
it's of the same generation, and like a lot of Capcom games are the same price they've been for forever.
They'll eventually drop prices and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, Resident Evil 4 just came out this year. Resident Evil 8 came out last year.
That's not that long.
All of its stories.
Don't do that. Don't fall into that trap, Nolan. Okay, life cycles of games are not 6 months. We're not doing this. We're not gonna feed into this. Okay,
I'm just saying.
it's good. The price isn't. The price isn't. I want games to be as cheap as possible that they can sell them at. But
so let me ask you this: how is this any different than Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch? They're about the same quality, right?
the Resident Evil 4, yeah.
On the phone.
Well, Tears of the Kingdom,
And Tears of the Kingdom is $70.
$70.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
$60.
see a problem with the price.
No, I don't see a problem with it. I just thought it was weird because every other iOS, like, I won't say every other, but like 90,
Pretty much every game is like $20.
$20 at the most. I think something like debuted at like 24, like $24.99.
Yeah.
So it's like it just threw me off to see a console release price for a platform we haven't seen things cost that much. Because usually the way they get their money back with some of that stuff is it'll be $15 for the phone version, but like you got to buy some more stuff.
Right.
Like the
But this way you buy it's one price, you get the whole package. Don't have to worry about buying parts to it. yes, you can get the DLC for an extra $20, but you don't have to buy it
No,
to get the full game. And like I said, the iPhone 15 Pro might actually be even more powerful than the Switch.
Yeah.
And you're paying
and the thing is, you can Bluetooth a controller to it.
Yeah.
Very easy too. It's not even like a difficult process. So you can very shortly be playing.
Switch higher than Switch quality for.
Well, technically, those devices cost more, but the way people the way people purchase them might be easier to get than the Switch.
Yeah.
Pay it monthly, a lot easier because those phones are technically like $1,100.
Yeah.
As a parent of a child who recently got on my phone plan, they cost up front and later.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a trend of things to come. Like Capcom.
I think if this is the quality of like the console release, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want to. It also a slippery road of people charging $60 for their Bobo game.
Oh, somebody's gonna try.
Yeah.
Hey, they already did it. Somebody always has to be the first.
Our game offers just as much playability and interaction as a game that looks like Resident Evil 4. It's not all about graphics, Zach.
It's perceived value.
And we perceive our value as $59.99 for a primo experience.
You think they released the day before on it?
First and foremost,
it has a release date now.
It has the same amount of chances being on the phone as it does being actually playable. Okay, that tech demo is not you're not low out here. We see you.
Mm-hmm.
Are we actually going to get it in November?
I mean, your guess
come
is
on,
as good
man.
as mine. I mean, I didn't even know about this thing till y'all told me about it, and now
I'm just waiting for the article about the dude like money laundering or something because he's got to be right.
I mean,
half the dev diaries
really.
Half the dev diary was him talking about enjoying the sun and all of that, and then just showed some cheeked up player model running down the street, and then it was like that's it.
It's supposed to be come out November 10th. We're 2 months away.
November 10th.
All they gonna do is put up an early access tag away.
If we're lucky. I bet that bitch gets pushed back again.
Question: how Steam? I know they don't like. I know
Steam
that they're
took it down, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's on Steam.
It's not on Steam anymore.
Yeah, they took
had
it down.
some legal issues.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was issue with the name for a while, which they got over, but then it came up again or something, and then
I honestly think they're using it as a way to push it back without seeming like they're just pushing it back just to push it back.
That particular time, I think that's exactly what it was. Mm-hmm. Oh, the name thing came up. Thank God.
Somebody finally noticed.
It's like, hey guys,
how do we get away with this for so long?
So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Ugh, so gross.
Someone who backs a game that I've been waiting for a long time is just. It's just funny to have a good example to show somebody that is not the only one anyway.
Yeah, that's like
there's a difference. You've paid thousands of dollars into one of them. The other one you won't give a time of day.
I mean,
yeah.
Still, hey.
I think it sucks because you got a game like that, or I use the word game very loose here because we ain't seen not a button get pressed.
That's true.
But then you have somebody like what's it, Darkest Dungeon, the one that had to go through all the legal stuff with
Dark and Darker,
where they got to go through all of these hoopla and a first party or a big party company, trying to get them shut down and all this stuff just to get their game out. Like they had everybody thinking they stole the game from Nexon.
Yeah.
When clearly what them dudes said was correct, which was we had a game idea and you guys said no, it was stupid. And so we went and made it, and now it turns out our idea wasn't stupid, and now you're trying to get the game back. That game won't ever be for me, but I hope they get all the success in the world.
It's actually pretty fun.
I mean, I think the concept is really cool. I'm just, the extraction shooter stuff. Well, I would rather be, if I'm going to do a game like that, I would rather be something like, well, we got guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have a game like that.
I'm not playing Tarkov, but no. Okay.
So then you wouldn't play a game like that.
No,
if it had
you know
guns.
what? You know which one I'm gonna play? The one that's about to come out in a couple days. The tactical one.
Talking about Quasimodo, it came out today.
It did come out.
Yeah.
Oh snaps! I
And it has that's not like
it's an extraction.
those-
It's an extraction based game. It's just the battle system doesn't have to have me with other people who are going to fold me in at a moment's notice. Okay, I don't need no rats in the nest cooking me. Just ratting it up. You know what that is, Nolan? You know what a rat is in Tarkov?
No.
They post up, find a good spot, weird spots. And in that game, ain't no radar, ain't no kill cam, ain't none of that, okay? You just be walking, and then you be at the screen telling you that you got popped. And some dude who is 75 yards in a direction you never gonna look, is just over there looking. Cooking, y'all.
It's like Quake 2. There was one stage. There was a invisible geometry that you could jump up that led to like an invisible walkway above the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on the ground, you don't think to look straight up because nobody's supposed to be up there. And you just sit up there with a rail gun. As soon as somebody come out the door, boom. And they die, and they have no idea where that shot came from. And you just, boom.
OG ratting.
It was the best. Yeah.
That was the best?
Oh, yeah.
Preying on people. Look at you.
Hey, I finally had high-speed internet. I had a ping of less than 10. Railgun all day.
Giving it out.
Lord.
No, I played a couple of new things. Played the first Ascendant. Very interesting. It is exactly what we thought about from the footage of it. The PvE.
It's like Warframe.
Yeah, it's like Warframe, but it uses.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
like Destiny and Warframe.
Yeah. Destiny clone, I always called it, yeah.
But it uses like magic and swords, right?
It uses it's like hero shooters, like a hero style. So like
it
you
looks
got
like it was different classes.
different instead of you pick different characters, they got different abilities, but you can level them up individually. Kind of like Wayfinder as well in that regards.
How's that doing?
I hadn't heard any negative about it, but I also hadn't heard any positive about it. So I can't honestly say what it's doing.
I know they had their initial shaky start because not enough servers.
They had the shaky start, and then apparently it was grindier than what people thought it would be.
What do you mean? It's a free, or I guess it wasn't free, huh?
No, you had to, it wasn't free. It's $20 minimum.
Yeah.
Because they give you
packs, right?
Well, they had different packs, and they give you they even with the highest tier, you only got like 3 unlocked tokens, and so people were like, okay, so I have to buy the game, and then I get to pick one hero. And
is Steam the only way to play it, or can you play it through other platforms?
I think it's through Epic. Well, I mean, you have to be able to play it through PlayStation, through PSN, and
Oh, that's right.
yeah, I don't know if it's on Xbox. I think it is, but
So Steam. Let's see. Right now,
yeah, it's on Xbox. Wait, no.
so it launched August 17th, is that right?
Yep.
Does that sound right? So it launched, and that was its all-time peak.
Yeah.
Was 24,000, which is still kind of small for an MMO.
I mean, yeah, it's not,
But it's still not bad for,
especially because you got to pay.
yeah.
So depending on
But
what size they purchased.
pretty much since mid-September, they've had a player base of under 2,500.
It ain't good, and it's only on PlayStation and PC, not Xbox.
Yeah.
And they didn't do the Sony thing of like giving it to PS Plus for that time period either, to kind of help juice up the base. That probably would have helped. Well, I mean, they would have had server issues even more than they already had. So they had server issues, and they only had 25,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's crazy, because why would you think? maybe 25,000 is all that the server could pick up.
Yeah.
Well, no, because if you sit in the menus, you consider playing it.
Yeah. Because it'll count towards your playtime on Steam.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if you were sitting in queue.
Yeah. And they still didn't have enough servers. What were they expecting for their game? I will never get that.
I know.
Yeah,
it drives me crazy.
That's the part of it that I don't understand.
Too. If they heard that the game had several hour queue, like, I'm not gonna try that.
But you had to pay for that. You had to pay to be in queue. They were saying they had like average was like an hour and a half. And then if you did the tutorial and wanted to switch characters, you got put to the back of the line.
Put back in the queue.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a recipe for failure, man. Like, I wonder what the PlayStation numbers were, but like I said, I know they didn't do the you get it for PS Plus, which is a way that helps out games trying to start off. But good luck. But the first Ascended, the beta was, I mean, it was fun, and it lasted like almost a week. It was like from Thursday to Tuesday. And it's on even the Xbox One and PS4, which I thought was pretty smart of them to try to get that crowd. But it plays smooth. The loot and stuff was pretty decent. I don't know if that's the permanent drop rate, but I mean, I was getting like, a legendary every, I guess I probably played like maybe 6 hours over the course of the total time. So maybe like one every hour, 15, something like that. I got like 3 or 4. And not just weapons, but like I got one of them was like there's a bunch of different accessory spots you have that you can have all link up based on your skills or what type of damage you're trying to do and stuff. So it's pretty fun. I got to fight like one of the big bosses from some of the beta or trailer footage they were showing. And so they have like, you get to queue up for it, which I thought was really good because, not everybody has friends that are going to be playing the game, but you could do it really efficiently, or you could take the route of nobody's going to try to hit weak spots and just shoot the boss down. But there's a time limit too, though. So if you don't finish it in time, then you fail and you have to re-queue and all of that. And I did it 3 different times because one time I did it as part of the quest line, but it like glitched and it didn't give me credit. And I was looking it up like, do I have to go talk to somebody? Am I tripping? And like, nope, you got to do it again. But that time I ended up getting queued up with people who were like 25 and 30. So it was like 4 people, and I was like 12, somebody else was like 12, and then the other 2 people were 25 and 30. And whatever weapons they had, I'm not saying they was cheating because it just seemed like they shouldn't have been in that area. But that fight was 40 seconds. So they went straight to the weak spots, did the thing, and one dude was in the back shooting a gun that I definitely did not have access to yet. And it looked just like a charged up rail gun, and he was just blasting through it and got a bunch of loot and walked away. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it was a decent experience. I could see people, jumping into it. It is NC soft, so there's a chance for it to be not necessarily pay to win, but pay to loot box to potentially win. So that could always affect the player base, but keep an eye on it, see what happens. Free always makes things easier.
At least you can try it.
Yeah. We try some new stuff. You still in the? You don't want to pick up nothing yet?
Oh yeah, I just been playing 2K and Tarkov.
I mean, but 2K is new. I do want to jump into the My Player and see what it's hitting on.
Yeah, for people that don't like story, it's definitely much better.
Play some ball.
But yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it. I think the gameplay is a lot better than it has been.
Yes. No, it is. It's like
I actually enjoy playing full games, like not My Player stuff, but
yeah. We played at least about. We were going through the air. We still gotta run one more, right? Or did we finish?
No, we finished.
That's right. Yeah, no, it definitely plays a lot better. I hate to like get too excited about sports games because I always feel like they have the chance to just be like, all right, the next game we're gonna strip it down and none of the stuff you like is gonna be in it anymore. But no, 2K is especially since it's been on. Are we still calling it next gen? What are we saying? Just current gen now,
current
right?
Gen, yeah.
Okay. since the current gen shift, it's definitely like taking advantage of the capabilities, and it's a lot smoother. It's a lot more reactive. Like I think honestly, dude, every game we play, I see like a random animation that I've never seen, and that's really cool to be like you can always see different stuff happening per game, versus it being like, all right, once you play 2 or 3 games, this is exactly what it's going to look like in some form. Play ball. There's a lot more. It's a lot more off-ball interactions. They still won't let you fully just be on somebody's hip, but we're getting there. We're getting there a little bit. Turns out Shaq is the only, not Shaq. Moses Malone and Shaq are the only post players in the game, because every other big man, if you try to do a post move, they do some weird like either like fading hook or like some weird up and under attempt at a layup, and then like Shaq and Moses Malone was like, nope, we just dunked the ball. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. And it's really cool to see because we hadn't felt like, yeah, like, bro, we've been like,
I think part of it is also us not knowing how to do post stuff.
Yeah, that's probably true. Somebody right now is going to be playing 2K and they got Akeem Olajuwon out here putting the footwork to somebody. And it's like, I didn't think they had those moves in there. But that's been cool. Also, Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullen are
monsters. Yeah,
they're like J.R. Smith in 2K8, buddy. They don't miss. What else did I play? Played First Ascendant. I started something else as well. I didn't play it that long, but I can't remember now. That's crazy. Street Fighter's still doing stuff.
Yeah, Aki came out. You got a chance to play her yet?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No. I'm not playing her.
Why not?
Absolutely. Oh, I don't have any interest in playing any of the DLC characters.
Headbutt still works.
It does. No, I streamed it last week when she came out. Last Wednesday, I did stream it, and my only goal was to fight her, which it took me an hour before I finally fought the first one.
Yeah.
And then I kept trying to wait for them to do the little slide just so I could see if I could headbutt it, and finally I found out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the little meme where she's down here and he's over here and they stare at each other, it doesn't work.
Well, they updated. The person that did that artwork, they updated it to where.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to where they retweeted it, and it was like, I fixed it, guys, and it's boom, headbutt time.
So the headbutt hits?
Oh, yeah, it hits.
Headbutt
It
does
hits
hit
real
it, yeah.
good, too, yeah.
Because I was wondering because it hits the coward crouch now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I wonder if she can go under it. No.
Nope.
I think EX still does, though, because I think EX is invincible to everything.
Yeah.
Her EX slide.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Which gives her, like, just like Fong, she's just like, she'll never, as long as she has bars, she's never stuck in a corner.
No, not at all.
She just wakes up with that move and she's out.
They, yeah, if you don't have meter with her, seems like.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for her.
Yeah. Oof. Like, her wake-up stuff is bad. Like, they were talking about, like, you could jab bait stuff out, and she don't have nothing that starts up fast enough on wake up to like deal with that. It's just, sorry you got here. Maybe you shouldn't have used meter.
Yeah.
But she can also do some really like, it's a different type of zoning than JP.
Yeah.
But it's nasty. And like Chip with her is just like kind of like JP, I guess. But the difference is she can be kind of more aggressive than JP. With the if you're in burnout, like her aggressiveness is still at a range, but it's a lot of stuff happening, like putting the puddle, sending the bubble through it, and all that stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. I need to jump back in World Tour though, because I want to see what they're doing with that. I had to do some finagling on my hard drive most of Saturday and Sunday, so I didn't really get to play as much as I wanted. Shifted some things around. Some things got to be on SSD, or it's running terribly. People lied to me and said we were playing Call of Duty. Nobody was on when I was on Call of Duty, so if my friends see this, I hate y'all. Because I tried to queue up for it by myself and then realized I was still playing Call of Duty.
It happened to me yesterday, too.
What you play?
People were supposed to come that helped us at MomoCon and didn't come.
They didn't come?
No. Weren't you supposed to come, too?
Well, I figured since you didn't say nothing, that means nobody came.
Oh, okay.
Did anybody come?
Ace was here, but Ace was here the whole day.
Yeah. He was already in town. So I told him, it's like, well, you could probably just go out there and hang out, because he was worried about going all the way back to Mississippi and then coming back because he wanted to come. I was like, why don't you just go play games up there? It's like, oh, I can do that? It's like, that's what they do. Yeah. And then I showed up, and
I guess Angelita was here for a little bit.
Angelita was here for a while, yeah.
Did not Curtis, anybody from FGC show up?
I mean, Brandon was here.
Brandon was here, but, you know.
He wasn't part of the
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Brandon and
Cold Pika.
Cold Pika, yeah.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And I guess, what's his name for a while, too? Emperor.
Oh, yeah.
He left before I went back there.
So something kind of strange, I think. Ubisoft tweeted yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So Assassin's Creed Mirage comes out on the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out on the 5th of this month?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's pretty soon.
Thursday.
Wow.
And they tweeted to tell everybody, make sure not to do spoilers
Did it
for
leak?
people. No, but they're just saying, hey, with its upcoming release, we hope you guys enjoy the game, but please refrain from spoiling it for other people.
Gotcha.
So does that mean there's like a huge twist in the series, maybe? Because that seems kind of a weird thing to come out and say.
Yeah.
Because have they ever done that before for an Assassin's Creed?
No.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
No. I don't think they've done that for like any game as far as like because they got the Far Cries and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
And they don't ever really be like, they just be like, hey man, buy the game, have fun. We hope you like it, but yeah. Don't do this, man. Don't make me have to be all interested in what's going on.
That
with
may be
Assassin's
exactly
Creed.
why they posted this, and then it's
Yeah.
like it turns out to be nothing.
Well, what if they're like
Serious.
resetting everything and bringing Desmond back to life? And
They ain't bringing Desmond back. Don't put that on. I've had enough of that hurt already, man.
what if they go back in time to that time where Desmond died and change
and
it?
then change it. Yeah, they get a hold of the apple that can change time or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
They all do weird stuff.
Pull Desmond out of the.
You know what? I'm not necessarily interested in it. Not because of even the gameplay type, just because like even if it just continues whatever's going on, I just kind of felt like just not excited about it when I played Valhalla, just even what they were doing with the story wise. But I do hope the game is good. I really do hope, because also Ubisoft needs a solid win. Like they ain't been. It's like the Far Cry still been Far Crying. You know, they've been successful enough for them, but like it doesn't really feel like they've like
Had a real big W.
yeah.
Wow.
Like the Watch Dogs Legions thing, it fizzled out. You know, like
Ghost Recon didn't do well.
who, buddy, that one, yeah. Apparently, you know, it didn't work right either when it first launched too. So that was another thing for that. And then, what did they decided to put a bunch of money into a mode that should have just been added on to Rainbow Six.
Oh, the
Extraction.
standalone extraction.
Yeah, that was a.
I don't know what that was.
No idea.
But they have made one good decision.
Huh?
They have Master Chief in Rainbow Six now.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a skin
He's a skin for Sledge.
for Sledge.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. I really wish that he had a Sledgehammer skin that made it look more like the
Gravity Hammer?
Yeah, that would have been really, really cool. But I understand also it would have been probably like obnoxiously big and
Yeah,
obstructing.
it wouldn't be. Probably wouldn't be. What's the word I'm looking for? Realistic.
Yeah. You got to keep some realism in. But
That's cool.
yeah, you know.
I'm still waiting on an actual Rainbow Six game though.
Yeah,
I still want.
yeah. I'd still.
I mean, if they
they could have done that with Extraction. They instead of doing this weird zombie.
That's
alien,
what I said. It's like, you know,
They could have just released the campaign.
that trailer you showed a few years ago. You know, you could have just made that.
You say a few years ago, but you know how long ago that was?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. When Extraction came out, that's what I was thinking. It was like, you know, that what was it? It was Rainbow Six.
Patriots.
Yeah,
Patriots, man. Ooh.
and I'm like, this could have been.
Hey, another game that had a Game Informer cover issue and then ended up being different when it came out. Because Rainbow Six Patriot was the one that was on the Game Informer cover, just like Borderlands, where, you know, Borderlands changed their visual things, but Rainbow Six Patriot changed their whole game.
The whole game.
Like the story they was telling, I was like, hey man, this is heavy. I'm invested. I'm ready. And then they were
turned
like,
it into a multiplayer only.
in hindsight though,
I mean,
they might have been on to something because
it worked out for
it
them.
worked out pretty well for them. I did have fun with some Rainbow Six.
You know you know what year that they announced Patriots?
2010.
Close. 2011.
2011. Yeah.
Like, what if let's just say they were making Extraction, right? And they decided to not, because there's some things about Extraction I get why they would try to do it that way, right? You want to capitalize off of Siege. So you take the operators from Siege. But how do you use them in a not Rainbow Six Siege way, but also something that's familiar enough? And it's like, I think you could have made that same concept of Extraction, but not make it so weird with like, because it wasn't like a zombie thing, but it was like a bug thing, and it was just, I don't know, man. I just feel like you still could have done something with that would have been its own thing and would have made more sense than putting Rainbow Six Siege operators in this Extraction, but also kind of horde mode type of thing. Because that's what it really ended up feeling like when I played it. It was like, okay, there's some Extraction aspects to it, but also a lot of this just feels like horde mode.
Yeah.
But I got to run to the spots for everything to spawn instead of it being like, most traditional horror modes in games, you set up like some sort of parameters and you try to, stave them off and you set up defenses and all this. And this was like, okay, now you run to the spot and now here's the wave of enemies. And then like, okay, now you got to kind of sneak this part. But if you don't and you get caught, it just turns into horde mode again for a second. And then it goes back to being kind of, Extraction like. I don't know. Should have just been a mode in Siege.
Yeah.
So hopefully this Mirage is first. Hopefully they're not just baiting and switching on the story thing. Like, hope there's something really cool and like exciting going on with it. Hope the game is super successful. I hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's going back to his roots.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So it comes out this week. What else comes out this week? Lamplighters League comes out this week, but that's not going to be anywhere near as big.
Forza, I think.
Yes, Forza comes out the 5th as well.
Is it the 5th?
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be and that's going back to its
10th.
roots. Is it 10th?
10th.
It's going back to its roots
early
as well.
access is on the 5th.
I wonder if you get early access with Game Pass then.
Probably not.
Yeah. Usually you
I
don't.
mean, we didn't with Starfield.
With Starfield, yeah, you did.
You had to pay a little extra.
Yeah.
Some people did.
Some people did, yeah.
Happy about my decision. Needed that. So you got Assassin's Creed, Forza, Mario Wonder comes out the end of the month.
On the 20th, right?
20th, I think.
Something else comes out the same day.
Because we looked
it up
looking at something
yesterday.
else, yeah. And we found out it's all crap. What? Shoot.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, that's right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
October's heavy.
Yeah.
Call of Duty
is.
beta's coming out this month.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it kept telling me when I was getting
I
cooked.
don't care.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't either.
Oh, apparently so is the Sam Show.
I'll play it whenever it comes out, though. I mean,
What's
I'll play
that? What beta?
campaign.
The beta for the another online test.
Ooh, Detective Pikachu comes out Friday.
That's right. Oh.
NHL 24 comes out Friday.
Uh-huh.
Roblox on PlayStation
Yes.
comes out next week.
I saw
Yes.
that, yeah.
Yeah, we
They haven't had access to Roblox this whole time.
Nope. We thought it was out during the birthday party, but it was not. Yeah.
Lords of the Fallen comes out on the 13th.
I keep forgetting about that. I feel bad
That's
for
next
that.
Friday. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it actually really doesn't have a whole lot coming out around it that's similar to it.
No?
Yeah.
So it might be okay.
No, you just had Liza P, but
That was, yeah. I mean, you have
yeah.
like a month in between them.
Yeah.
So. Sonic Superstars comes out the 17th.
that comes out this month?
Yeah.
Didn't they announce it like a month ago?
Maybe.
No.
No, the
That was
first
summer.
trailer was Summer Games. That's right.
Gargoyles Remastered comes out October
Okay.
19th.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a remaster of like the
Gen-
SNES games, right?
yeah.
Or
Oh,
like
Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was on both. I'm
I'm
pretty sure it was on
confused because
You can play it in the
somebody.
old
Sam
mode.
sent me a picture of the collector's edition, and I saw it had like a VHS tape or something. So I was
Yeah.
like, so wait, is this like episodes of the show or the game?
No, it's just, they had to go
tell.
full nostalgia with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the.
Was it a good game? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I never played it. I don't
It
know.
was like,
I wanted to.
to
Love
me,
that
it
show.
was not as good as Aladdin or Lion King, but that wasn't to say it wasn't good. It was literally just a tier below those. And because it wasn't as memorable as Aladdin and Lion King, because it was a TV show versus a movie.
Right. And
Like-
it was a Disney movie.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So it was like, it was like a B tier Disney property.
Yeah.
So it was great for the Disney Channel. Like the cartoon was fun. I really enjoyed that car. A little heavier than I thought it would be long term.
A little bit, yeah,
and
a little bit.
Yeah, some people was dying. Like, so the Gargoyles was around the time Disney Channel where you'd watch a show and somebody would die, and it would be like, huh. I didn't know we were doing that in cartoons. Like Morph came back on X-Men, so does anybody really die? But like Disney Channel had multiple shows where characters died. And like the Gargoyles, it was bad because they would kill them while they were in stone form. So like they would wake up and everybody be doing their, I have arisen. And then they'd look around and it'd be like rubble. And you're like, hey, what are other characters at? Yeah, somehow they couldn't get to Goliath before the sundown, but the rest of the Gargoyles they destroyed.
So then you got Super Mario Brothers Wonder and Spider-Man 2 on October 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid Collection on the 24th.
Yeah.
City Skylines 2 on the 24th. Ghost Runner 2 on October 26th. Alan Wake 2 October 27th.
They've been kind of quiet on that.
And then
They talked about it.
Yeah.
Tokyo Game Show, actually.
Yeah.
Showed a little bit more of it.
Looks like that's about it for October.
I mean, that's heavy though, because you got a couple Game of the Year candidates.
Yeah.
Potentially. Like if Mirage is good, it could slip up into that. We do like 7 Game of the Year candidates this year.
Oh yeah, Wargroove 2 comes out the same day as Mirage.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
That's the Advanced Wars clone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And this one definitely looks like it has more depth to it than the original Wargroove.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
I think it's safe to say this is probably the best year for gaming ever.
Yeah.
2004.
It looks like it's bleeding into 2024 too.
Well, yeah, 24. Yeah, 24 is already starting off.
You like RPGs, buddy? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, you are going to be A-okay in 2024. Disgaea 7
okay
comes
this
out.
year.
Yeah, I'm still trying to finish Baldur's Gate. Disgaea 7 comes out.
Sea of Stars?
No.
That's probably what I'll start on next.
I did jump back in and I did one more of the islands. So I was talking about getting rid of the flames. My fault.
Get rid of the flames.
We talked about it before.
That's cool.
But that's when I was trying to move stuff around, and I was like, all right, I got to wait till things finish because it was moving too slow.
Now that I'm done with Armored Core, that's probably the next thing I'm gonna do.
Sea of Stars?
Yeah, run through that real quick because that game is awesome.
It's really good.
I've been telling everybody I know about it. It's like, dude, so you have to play Sea of Stars.
Yeah. Shoot, that means next month we're jumping right to Mario RPG.
Dang it.
Star Ocean 2.5.
Well, I was talking about the other day. It's like, dude, there's so many games that I've missed this year. Like, I randomly downloaded Solar Ash that came out a couple weeks ago on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, this game's actually really fun, but I will never play it after this time I've played it right now.
Yep.
Because there's just too much stuff to play.
It's too much. Yeah,
I said I'm gonna try out Lamplighters League because it's like similar to Pathway, and it's like a tactical game, but kind of like Mutant Zero-ish. And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna. Hopefully, I can play it and put it to the side. But like, I tried the update for Cyberpunk. That's what I tried this weekend.
Dude, I was so close to buying that. I was so close to buying that. I watched
I
folks
played
play the early
DLC.
access. I was watching folks play the early access of it, and a lot of these streamers were playing the game for the first time. So you have to play the game up to a certain point before the mission, the new stuff becomes available. And it was in my shopping cart, and I was so close. I was just like, all I gotta do is hit. All I gotta do is hit click, and I can play through Cyberpunk again because I really want to play through that game again.
Oh no, you noticed the improvements on a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah.
It's weird to have played that game when it first came out, and then went back and played it again after like the first or maybe the second big update they did, and then playing it with this update, and I'm like, no, it's been a different game every time, and they do a funny thing where they, I guess there's a way for you to play the old version still if you wanted to.
Oh yeah,
Maybe like something through the through like the like I'm playing through GOG, so maybe you can change the version that way. But you can see it on like your save file. It says like version 2.0.
Oh yeah. They did the same thing with the
Mm-hmm.
Witcher games too. Yeah.
But like as soon as I started playing it, and it's like, hey, we reset your stuff for your skill points and all that, and I'm looking at the trees. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they changed the trees around.
Yeah, it's better because they made things make more sense for what the attributes were. Because that was the weirdest thing before, was like the attributes really didn't coincide with the skills.
A lot of times, it
was just, it's in this tree.
It's like, so what does cool do again? I still never quite understood. I put points in it.
It still don't.
but nothing ever came up that said your coolness is going to help you here.
I don't know why they just didn't make it look.
I mean, that's basically what it is, I guess. Yeah,
and it even more so with the updates, it lets you know that this is just luck, because it's not there. Nobody's been like, look how cool that guy, look how cool V is. I let you pass, man.
Yeah, I think well, either way. And then they added some more stuff from Edge runners into the game too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God, I cannot wait. I mean, see, I played through the game 4 times, 100% of it twice before the first update. So I haven't seen any of the things they've added to the game since it's come out. So it'll be like playing when I was watching them. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That wasn't like that before. Yeah. Oh, that wasn't even there before. Oh, this is one of the new houses and stuff that you could buy that should have been in the original game. But and then I saw a lot of the new DLC, and I do the thing where I kind of want to watch it, but I don't want to spoil anything, so I just watched on mute. And man, it looks cool.
That way I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So I see it, but it'll be, when I hear what happened, it'll be a surprise. So many folks too, I was watching play the game, had I guess it's a tech sniper gun that if you pre-ordered the game you got or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so folks were finding it and getting access to it or whatever, and they were using it, but nobody was doing the charge shot.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was like, this gun kind of sucks. And I'm like, charge it, you idiot.
They can't hear you.
It's a tech gun.
Yeah, they can't hear you.
Then one girl finally did. She finally accidentally held down the mouse button and realized, oh, it charges? Yeah, that's why. That's why you missed and why headshots weren't killing and stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, that cannot wait to have an excuse to play through that game again. So yeah. Yeah, I forgot all about that. You got me all excited.
Yeah, see, and that's how I was like, okay, yeah, this is really good. But no, I jumped back into Baldur's Gate 3 heavy.
I need to,
because
that's going to be one of the first. That'll be the first big game I buy next year.
Yeah,
hopefully.
When
I'm done with everything else.
I got to Act 3 and there was too much on the screen. I got overwhelmed, and it's still more stuff popping up. So, but it's man, that's a goodness. That's just. All these games are so good at what they do. Mm-hmm. That's been the coolest thing this year, is that all these games have come out and they do different things and they do it all well.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sometimes when you were talking about, Zach, about not kind of wanting to jump into anything right now, it's like, I don't want to get this new experience right now. That's kind of what it feels like. It's like the same thing when it comes to like shows and stuff. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to experience that show right now. Like I watched some of the new Castlevania, and I'm like,
oh, is that out?
Yes.
Oh, I need to watch that.
Yeah. And I was like,
are all the episodes out or just half of
it? Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know, because I only watched. I didn't check to see how many they put on there, and I just watched like 3 episodes. Okay. But I kind of started it like randomly, and this was like during the week, because it came out, I think like
Wednesday or something.
Yeah, Wednesday. And I was like, I don't know, man. I like the original one that they did, and I was like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do more of this, or what, if it's gonna be different and I don't like the characters or something. And I started watching, and I
saw the trailer. I saw the trailer and I knew I was in. Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah.
Then basketball season is gonna start, and I want to watch games all day of that, and
much
time.
It's too much good stuff. Yeah, picking a game of the year, that is not an enviable task this year. I mean, because there's like, seriously, what? I could see folks having to narrow it down to like a list of 15 and then only pick 5, 6, 8 of those.
And so you still got stuff coming out, so you can't even rule can't rule out Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
If it's anything if it's even the same as Miles Morales and the original Spider-Man, it's going to be fantastic. And it's clearly got more into it.
Yeah.
Like we've already seen that it has more stuff to it. Just the web swinging alone has gotten better somehow.
Yeah.
So that game is on the list more than likely by default.
More than likely, yeah.
If Assassin's Creed is at least as good as, I don't know, Odyssey, like as far as like just overall reception, it'll probably end up being on the list, or at least like you said, down to the last 15.
Yeah.
You know, again, the Harry Potter game came out.
The
this year.
Harry Potter game.
The Harry Potter game came out this year.
The
Star Wars game came out this year.
I almost bought that last week too.
RE4.
Yeah.
Like these games came out this year. You have to at least put them on the list.
There's so many games that any other year would probably be like, oh, this is definitely game of the year.
Yeah.
And now that's like, this is one of the games of the year. Because it's so much. It's crazy.
So and I feel bad because like I really enjoyed my playthrough of Starfield. I still need to do more on my New Game Plus. I'm not done with it in the least bit.
Fire Emblem Engage came out this year. Forspoken came out this year. No, that doesn't seem right. Did it come out this year?
Was that this?
In January?
You know
Did
what?
It come out in January? Wow.
You know, I think it did because I watched you play it.
Yeah.
Were you streaming at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it came out. It says January 24th.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Final Fantasy 16.
Dead Space remake.
The Dead
Space remake, which was actually, I'm not even a big fan of that game, but I watched folks play on Twitch and I was like, man, this looks really good.
I mean, I played it a little bit one day up here, randomly, like on a Wednesday, and I was like, oh, this is definitely Dead Space. And just like Dead Space, I can give you 45 minutes of this, and then I need to stop for a while because
I still need to play through it. It's like one of my favorite games.
And
I hate horror games, but that for some reason I love Dead Space.
It's weird because it's like it's the perfect amount of sci-fi in it to keep me from not putting it like besides Resident Evil, like it's not just like it's not like Fatal Frame or Silent Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is a sci-fi horror. Like it's probably what that and you play Callisto Protocol.
Yeah. I love Callisto Protocol.
So it's like those are like only and that's basically a spiritual successor to Dead Space. So it's like those are the only two like sci-fi horrors that's not somebody trying to do a bad alien game.
Yeah.
What happened to all those ones they showed at Game Awards? Like, was that last year? It's like every next one was like a take on Dead Space. It seemed like
might have been a couple years ago. You talking about like when Scorned and all that was coming out?
It might have been a couple of years.
Yeah, it was a couple years. No, but because they announced all of that stuff. They announced the Scorned.
It was like
Dead
8 or
Space
9.
remakes. But yeah, there were some other ones
games like that. Yeah,
fall to the wayside.
Yeah,
I thought they were doing another Alien game, or didn't they announce another Alien?
They announced an Alien game somewhat recently, but I haven't heard.
I know it's in Dead by Daylight now,
since.
but it was. I thought there was an actual Aliens franchise game that was announced at some point.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about it. So the game of the year for the VGAs, that's not fan voted, right? There's a fan voted one, or is all the categories fan voted?
They're all fan voted.
They're all fan voted. Yeah.
I mean, nominated by some like a committee.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so like, dude,
so that's
Octopath Traveler 2 came out this year.
Oh yeah, sure.
So how do you how would you feel like as a well? Let me not say as a gamer because I know sometimes they get a little wild, but like this year more than any other year, if your favorite game this year isn't on the game of the year list, it sucks.
I can see that happening,
but you got to accept it this year because there's just so many things.
I mean, I can see Ace Combat just standing on his feet, going, "What if Armored Core isn't on that game of the year list?"
I think Armored Core is really cool, guy.
That's his game of the year.
But let me tell you something. Look, I think Armored Core is great. I love big robot stuff.
I just finally finished it, and I already went through the second playthrough and everything, and I absolutely love the game. But
I don't think it'll be on that list.
It's probably not going to make game of the year list, and it could be a thing where it's in that top 15, but we got to cut it down to 7.
Like, dude, that's oh my goodness. You start talking about stuff like. I mean,
Sea of Stars, I would be ecstatic if I saw it on Game of the Year list, and I would be even more happy if it won. Yeah.
Like, it's not going to win.
It's probably not going to win, but if it did,
if it get nominated,
I'd be like, you know what? It deserved it. But
hey, if you're an indie game this year,
Yeah, that's
you got to let it go, my dog.
yeah. That's I think that's definitely
gonna
the
sweep.
game of the year. Yeah,
It's gonna sweep. But then you start talking about stuff like music or like just sound effect. Like,
Yeah.
bro, Armored Core, it's got to be on that list, right?
yeah. I think it needs to be on there for like graphics, sound effects, the sound and everything.
Then
Yeah,
you got like the Star Wars game for sound.
and then the Star Wars. Yeah.
because their sound effects is always like,
And that's probably what you'll see a lot of these games that didn't make it to the game of the year list. They will find other stuff to nominate them for.
You got
because then you still got best action game.
yes. Which, that's gonna be tightly contested.
And Armored Core could be, it definitely
Like Armored Core probably is gonna end up in best
could
fighting
be one
game.
of the front runners for that. It could be.
It's gonna be there.
Game.
Like Street Fighter is gonna have the most non-fighting game competition this year.
It probably.
They got Mortal Kombat.
Well, Mortal Kombat.
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, right? But
Grand
like
Blue.
does it come out this year?
It's supposed to come out. Wait, I think it comes out in November.
So that's this
Does
year.
it?
And
yeah, okay.
game of the year nominations, I think, end after the first week of November. So if it's that, then it's going to be.
Oh yeah,
sure?
because
cut
God
off.
of War sneaked in that year. It came
Yeah.
out like right at the end of the month, at the end of October.
Because folks are pointing out the stuff that came out like after the first week of November last year.
Yep.
It's like, hey, that stuff should still be in the running too. So, and I forgot there's like 2 games particularly folks were wondering is everybody just going to forget about those because they came out so late last year? Well, late, but
Last 2 months of the year, hey, I've had a
you're
blast. That's the thing is
yeah.
I've had such a great time, but I know that it's going to like I don't want to be the committee.
No,
So
it
is
would
Callisto
be,
Protocol be considered this year?
When did it come out?
December 2nd?
yeah,
Yes,
I think it's considered this year. Yeah,
That makes it tough,
Forgotten.
dude.
that's what everybody's saying is like it was that and something else. It's like these games might be
High on Life.
forgotten.
December 12th.
Hey man,
So that
I'm
could
gonna tell
still be
y'all
in
right.
there.
Tell y'all like this: High on Life's not a bad game. I ended up going back and finishing it earlier this year, or
Oh, you finished it?
like in the summer, I think.
Oh, really?
Like, it's not a bad game, man.
No.
I understand if you are not the biggest.
It might get in there for like writing or something like that.
Yeah, it should probably get in there. Like,
'Cause it was
I would rather what was going on in High on Life be what the next Borderlands is like.
And they're about to release DLC for it, aren't they? Or they just announced some
Dude,
DLC for it
was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in the VGAs?
for last year? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Because it came out November 18th.
So probably not then, because I heard the cutoff is usually the first week of November. Because they got to get everything ready.
That's tough, man. That was a fantastic game. Like, I mean,
Graphic problems aside.
yeah. You take that aspect away, and like,
No, I've only heard good things about the gameplay of it.
yeah, man. That's I don't want to be the person that has to come up with the nominees for game of the
Oh
year.
yeah, I can't wait
Yeah,
to
I'll
see the
probably be
list.
upset if Callisto Protocol gets snubbed.
I mean,
It's got to be.
it might.
Is there a horror category? I feel
No.
like there isn't.
No,
but there probably should be. Just
It
to
will
make-
probably be in there with
Yeah.
yeah, it will probably be in an action game.
See, I feel like with the uptick in horror game releases, that it might need to start getting its own category. The problem is though, it would have to be like situational.
It
Like,
kind of comes and goes.
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Yeah, because
So it's like-
everybody kind of jumped on that wave like in the last couple of years, but you're probably not going to see a whole lot of it coming up.
I don't know. We saw what was the game we saw where it changed perspectives? It was like it looked like a
Oh, what was that game? I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
yeah. It was. It's like this. It's like a 16-bit style game. And then when he pulled the gun out, it went into like first person mode, and it was like shooting zombies and stuff. It's like a survival horror. Yeah, dude. It just looked really like that. That change in perspective alone just made it like seem like a whole different type of experience to go from like isometric to first person.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already have in my head what's the game of the year to me.
What you got? Early predictions. Put your name on it, man.
I don't want to say yet,
It's called Holston.
Holstead. Yeah. Pull that up.
but I mean, if you've heard me talk about what I've played this year, you probably
Oh, it's Tears of the
already know.
Kingdom then.
Maybe.
So easy, Nolan. Yeah, like you and Steven are just right there because it's
Because I mean,
the only game you got to play.
I've played
Steven
I've
only
tried
played
to I've tried to get into a few more things more recently now that my training and stuff with my new job is done. Well, no, it's not done, but either way, because like I said, I finally dived back into Armored Core last week and finished it, and now I have as much of deep rooted love for it as like a lot of folks do, and I was already on the Armored Core train, but seeing what's in the game after you finish it the first time and realizing, there's more stuff to do, is like there's a reason to play it through it a second or third time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so here's his Holston. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Close. Seems close enough.
But it's like, I think it's like a survival horror type game.
Kind of reminds me of like I don't know why I feel like Alone in the Dark,
Yeah.
like the original game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, it looks good.
It
But
does,
yeah.
man.
I like the style and the art style.
Yeah.
It's got that. I like the fact that people are using that style, but like you see when it goes into the first person mode, like the details are even more pronounced and everything.
Yeah, because it looks like just a pixel art game, but then you realize it's actually like pixel shading on
3D models.
3D models. Yeah, so that's kind
And that man's got a stash. I didn't see that poster before. Good gosh, that's a glorious one.
Huh. That's definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's been fantastic for me as a gamer to have so many choices that I feel overwhelmed by the number of choices. And it's been cool that, I mean, for the most part, it seems like these games have been monetarily successful. Like,
Yeah.
Because that's always the thing. I know that when we talk about release schedules, we've even talked about it where we're like, sometimes you gotta not release stuff because people can't buy everything.
Yeah.
But it feels like people are buying enough. Like it hasn't like what's the word I'm looking for? It hasn't cannibalized the industry by having so many games come out at the same time.
Well, most of the big stuff has done a good job of being pretty spread out.
I don't know that May to July. That was tight.
It was tight, but I mean, it was still nothing really came out on top of something else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was definitely tight because, and I think
Tears of the Kingdom, Diablo, Street Fighter, Final Fantasy 16.
I mean, yeah, but we still have like Spider-Man and Mario Wonder. Like,
Yeah.
Like I mean, well,
Bro, if I was 10 years old, I'd be in the gulag right now.
Yeah,
like,
I was just about to say fall is coming up, so of course you still got some big bams right there at the end.
Plus, you got Call of Duty coming out.
And Call of Duty is still a thing. It's definitely still a thing. Think of it what you will. It's going to sell 25 million
It's still going to be the
copies.
highest selling game this year.
Yeah.
Bro, it is so wild how angry everybody is about it. But everybody has
still gonna
already
be-
acknowledged, like, yo, it's gonna do numbers. Like they've said enough for enough people to be like, yeah, I'm back.
There's people excited because they're doing all the maps from Call of Duty 2.
Weirdest thing is to call yourself Modern Warfare 3 and all the maps are from Modern Warfare 2. Just saying.
Seems like they're trying to just let's give everybody what they want.
Yeah, no, they're definitely trying to like save face with it, and it's you guys won't vote and voting's back, and we can do this, and our bad, and
Yeah.
you get to keep your weapons from Modern Warfare 2 and all of this stuff. Like, also it's still gonna be $70.
Of course.
We
It's
giving
just
you-
what it is now, man. Get used to it.
It's not even that the $69.99 price. It's like this is the most DLC-ish Call of Duty release that I think we've seen, right?
This last one or the new one?
The new one.
Okay.
Like, this just sounds like everything about it sounds like DLC.
Yeah. That's been a concern for a lot of folks from basically the second that they didn't even really announce it, from the second that the word came out that there was going to be a new one this year. Because remember, it wasn't supposed to be a new one this year.
Yeah,
We
but
don't have any recollection of that statement, sir.
if you're getting a DLC that gives you another 6-hour campaign plus 14 maps, 16 maps, like it's worth the price point.
That's the thing that sucks. Is like, on one hand, you said all this stuff and you did what we all said you were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
But you did it in such a way, like you said, where there's enough to it to be like, you got me.
I think that's exactly, they were working on some stuff and they realized, we have enough here for
An actual release.
Yeah,
An actual
for
game.
release. We could just release this and give us and still work on whatever's coming next. But like campaign wise, it does feel like it does have a DLC feel. Like this should have just been in the last game, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because
the last game gave us a 6 to 8 hour campaign with,
and the campaign was
brand new
really,
maps.
really good, man. It was really diverse. Like you did a lot of different, like there's more variety in gameplay in that campaign.
That's true.
Any multiplayer match you will ever have in that game.
Yeah.
Like the amount of different stuff you do over the course of even just a couple of hours, like just your approach on stuff. And apparently with this new campaign, there'll be even more freedom of choice of how you approach missions and stuff.
I know for me, the campaign was all right. I enjoyed it, but I know some folks, including my brother, he didn't hate it, but he didn't enjoy it.
He didn't like the crafting and all of that.
He didn't like that there weren't like any big set pieces.
What do you mean? You was hanging upside down in the thing?
Yeah, no, there was cool parts like that, but not like storming the beaches or
those things already happened. We can't storm the beaches. We can't do no rushing again.
I know,
we might be doing no rushing again. By the way, if I don't know if y'all seen some of the trailer stuff.
Hopefully,
I thought the whole
I liked it
around
too.
in the port or whatever, where you're on the docks and stuff and taking out people silently. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, again, there was a lot of cool stuff in it, but he likes the now I'm fighting with a whole army behind me against a whole other army, and
he wants to play Battlefield.
Basically.
We're playing Call of Duty,
but
Call of Duty used to be.
Call of Duty is about small squad infiltrate.
Well, now it is. Yeah.
After they stopped putting numbers on it, Nolan. They started putting names on it. Then it stopped being about big squad stuff. Because I remember the first time I saw Call of Duty 3.
It doesn't really have to be big squad stuff. Just big things.
Well, wars aren't
because I pointed out the highway part too. I thought that part was cool when you're on the helicopter and then you're in the trucks and
you fall
dodging the
upside
mines
down
and all of that stuff. And again, cool, but not cities are getting blown up around me and I gotta run through and stop the bad guy or something,
Yeah, no, I know. I understand what you mean. I mean, I think that's why. Like,
and I kind of felt that too. So
I think
maybe
the problem
we'll get
is
something like that the next one. I don't know.
Well, I think the problem is they're trying to simulate what it's not like the wars aren't fought the same, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not big infantry.
Which is what I said to him.
Yeah, it's not boots on grounds anymore. It's literally squads.
Literally squads or doing like behind the scenes
or drones,
covert stuff or drones,
which is what they did in there.
Yeah. Yep, smaller, more covert operations.
It's skirmishes now.
Yeah,
it's small scale skirmishes. It's this group. It's PMC. Well, the PMCs fighting each other and stuff. So
Yeah. So I get it, but yeah, it would be cool to get something just big and loud and bombastic and.
Well, see, and that's what Vanguard had, but then also outside of the campaign, the multiplayer was Vanguard, so it kind of put a damper on that.
Yeah.
And even then, they tried to go with more like there were a couple of missions in that game where it was like, oh yeah, it's everybody's out here doing stuff. But most of those missions too were like we're introducing this operator and then this operator, and then like the last couple of missions were like, yeah, you're storming stuff and there's all the operators plus there's a bunch of random people getting shot in the background on your side. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, don't like shipping containers.
Yeah, there was the big fight on the boat.
Yeah,
where all the shipping containers are moving around.
They was moving, moving on me.
They were moving.
That's a big set piece.
Yeah,
you're fighting people and shipping containers.
Hey, look, man. When I was running, I'm like, say checkpoint. Say checkpoint. Please say
I did
checkpoint.
the same thing.
Please say checkpoint. Bro, I done went like 17 feet. Please say checkpoint.
I'm in one part. I thought I was safe, and I still died somehow.
Dude, I went inside
this
of
part
it.
doesn't move, and I'm in this corner. Okay, I'm good. And then something slid in behind me. He's like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
The waves, man, who sees the treacherous mistress. Dude, I was in. So when there's a part where you're doing it where there's actually like a room that you can run in for a second. I was in the room.
Yeah. I know exactly.
Went and touched the room, and it was like it got you. And I was like, "Come on, man!" It didn't go into the room. It was a wall there.
Oh my god! Yeah. So
I'm screwed and. So when does Call of Duty come out? Because does it come out
like second week in November, I think.
Might not make the cutoff.
May not, yeah.
Oh, it might be the first week. I don't know. Let me see.
Beta's coming up.
Yep. So, I mean, 'cause that's what I was thinking about. Like, category-wise, talking about games of the year and stuff, shooters has probably been the least represented. Well, I guess, there's been a few that can be in there.
It'd be like 6 Days in Fallujah or something like that.
Aren't they trying to remake that game or something?
No, it came out. It came out this
Oh,
year.
it already
It came out this year. And
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
actually
said.
really good.
It's like
it's a co-op.
It's probably going to be like that. That's going to be because I don't remember outside of that. And if
Did the original game ever come out, or did they just?
Yeah, it came out. No, apparently it came out.
November 10th is Modern Warfare 3.
It might not make the cut.
That'll be fine. The new.
I guess Counter-Strike 2 would be on that list too. Then.
Oh yeah, that just recently came out.
Yeah, it came out this week.
Yeah.
It was last week.
So yeah, I mean,
I was watching somebody who was trying to play it and she could never get the game started, so I never saw it.
she didn't get that access
She supposedly did, so I don't know.
because they've been playing that for the at least past 2 weeks now.
What?
The beta into release for Counter-Strike 2.
I think it came out last Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
while we were at MobiCon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people been playing it like this whole they own it now. It's on and popping. Which it looks. I mean, I'm afraid of it just because I know that I got to play mouse and keyboard, which means that I'm already bad at games, especially shooting games, and I'm going to be double bad.
Maybe. I mean, maybe you find out that you're actually really good at mouse and keyboard.
I've used mouse and keyboard, Zach. I know I ain't good at it. That's the thing, is I've tried to use it. Like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Rainbow Six, but since I'm on PC now, I'm gonna try to like quietly play mouse and keyboard. And then we playing one day, I'm gonna be just like, yeah, I'm over here clicking too. And I went in there and I was like, doom. Also, Rainbow Six is probably a very bad game at this point to try to jump in to practice your aim because you ain't got that much time to interact with each other. It's like if they see you,
in Rainbow Six, it's not really about aiming either.
No,
it's about holding an angle.
Yeah,
and waiting for somebody to show up.
Yeah. Which is I didn't know he had the angle on me. I thought I was like, oh, I thought I see something over there.
Right, and finding out. That's the thing is like that. The biggest part of Rainbow Six is learning maps and angles. It's not about anything else.
At one point, very early into the game, when everybody didn't know every single angle, you could have a shootout. You're not having a shootout in that game anymore, bud. If you think you finna engage in one-on-one combat, you've already lost. You're going to be sitting at a wall somewhere thinking you posted up, and then it's going to zoom out because you done got shot because the dude got a sensor. He know exactly where you at. You didn't think about it because you ain't playing that character, and he was just like, oh, you right here? You feel real cool in that game when you do stuff like that to other people. You feel real helpless when it happens to you.
Yeah.
You
Story I saw the other day. Crap, what's the guy's name? Platinum Games, one of the guys that.
Oh yeah, he's leaving.
He's leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Hideki Kamiya or Shinji Mikami?
I think it's Kamiya.
I think it's Kamiya. Yeah.
The president of Sony stepping down too.
Yeah, he's
30 years.
Retiring.
30 years in the game.
Yep.
I don't think anything structurally is going to be really affected in this business as usual.
Not really. I mean, they raised the price of PSN, PS Plus, I should say.
Yeah.
That's tough because I thought about it. I don't even play many games online on my PlayStation 5. And I just re-upped it for two years. So, but I'm like seriously thinking, am I even going to renew it? Because the two games that I play online on my PS5 are both free to play anyway. So I don't need PlayStation Plus. I'll lose access to all the free games I've gotten over the years, but I never play those either. So
yeah, that's so. Like, obviously, I'm not a fan of raising prices. But I do understand that the subscription model, for it to be profitable for these companies, the prices weren't really matching the return. Or at least that's what they were releasing as far as the numbers that they released, right? And it's like they got to pay all of these different game companies to have access to their games in addition to their games. And especially with Sony, who has said that they're not going to do the Game Pass thing of putting like first party AAA releases debuting on there. They'll get there eventually, but they're not going to be there anytime, near release or even before they get on PC at this point. So to recoup whatever it is based on the number of subscribers, they got to increase the price. Well, to your point,
$20?
well, to your point, right? You started to look at what you're actually getting from them. And if you've had regular PlayStation Plus this whole time, it was some games required you to play online with it. But most of those big games stopped. Like Call of Duty stopped. And once that happens, it's like, okay, like you don't need it for GTA Online. You what big game do you really need it for? Then you look at, okay, all the free games they've given us over the years, but also it's still a lot of games that you either wouldn't have purchased or you already bought when they were newer releases. So they just gave you a digital version of a game that you may still already have the disc for.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's been a few of those.
To your point, Zach, how many games do you like? Even if you're like us and you go back and you play games, how many of those games do you even really go back and play? Because you don't have really time because you're trying to play what new games is coming out. So then it's like, I mean, is it really worth it? Like, how do you really start to justify it?
I mean, I like I said, I sat back and thought about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably just going to let it expire whenever it comes up because I know. To me, my thought is for the majority of folks out there that have it, the fact that they don't do day one stuff, like on the higher tier stuff,
even on the higher
costs
tier,
even more now.
Yeah.
The fact that it's not like Game Pass and you get like a Starfield or a Sea of Stars or whatever.
Liza P.
Yeah, even a Liza P level game. That's not like the biggest AAA release, but it's like it's a brand new game.
But yeah, if I like a Souls game, hey, cool, I'm playing it. The fact that you don't get that stuff and you're going to charge me more now for it, no, I'm out.
Yeah, it's just.
So what are they increasing the price to?
Everything is up $20.
Everything's up $20
for the year.
$80
a
for
year.
regular PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
That's still cheaper than Game Pass.
But personally,
you get a lot more for Game Pass.
Plus, so Game Pass.
No, if you do the actual streaming version, you do the actual streaming version. It's like the same price.
See, I have Game Pass Ultimate.
Game Pass is $15 a month for Ultimate, right? So that's what.
And they don't really sell it by the year.
No, close to it.
Well,
close to 150.
They sell it by the 3 months.
Yeah,
too.
you do. You can buy 3 months.
So that's like
$40.
I
think it's like
or 30.
It's like $30.
30, 35, something like that. Yeah, it's a little cheaper getting it every 3 months, and then of course I have other ways. But and that's for I do Game Pass Ultimate. So I can play on my Xbox.
That's the 15 one. But you could do the $10 one.
You can do there's lower tiers. You can either just get the Xbox, just get the PC, or even the Game Pass. What do they call it now? Because
you can do just PC.
I need to change mine.
Because
I don't even have an Xbox.
So you probably do. But I think Ultimate gives you more access to more cloud games though.
Yeah,
because sometimes there's something that
console
only, but you could play it on cloud as well, and you can.
I'd never do that.
You can kind of. I tried something that it worked okay. So either way, now because they got rid of Xbox Live Gold, so now there's Game Pass. What do they call it?
I don't know. Some it's not basic.
Game Pass. Yeah, it's something like that.
But it's
starter.
It's maybe starter.
Something like that. That gives you access to like 15 games or something like
a rotating
like that. Yeah, and so even that.
Because you can't do streaming with PlayStation until you at least get the mid tier, which is like $24 a month.
What do you mean streaming?
Like the cloud, with access to the library to download.
They meant like Netflix and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but a lot of their older games are streaming only, right?
Like
PS3, PS2, and PS1 games. Most of them are stream only. So
it's more expensive. When you look at it, it's more expensive than Game Pass, and you're getting less. You're not getting AAA launches.
Yeah. So to me, Game Pass Ultimate has more, even if it costs more in the long run, I perceive that I'm getting more out of it.
Yep.
Than I am. Because I've got normal PlayStation Plus, And besides the free games every month that Xbox stopped doing, last month before last. But I mean, they ran out of free stuff to give. So
the difference was too, though, with the Xbox Live Gold games is you don't lose them when you stop having gold.
Xbox 360 games and Xbox One games, you keep them. Everything after a certain point on Xbox One and past that.
Oh, for real?
You will lose it if you you will lose those if you drop. But if you got Game Pass, most won't say most, a lot of them are still there anyway. But yeah, I know me and some other folks are like, yeah, I'm probably done with that unless they give me a reason to keep it, because the free games that they're giving, it's not that they don't give good free games every now and then, but
that's the thing is like they'll hit you.
But am I really wanting to pay $80 a year? Because I was already upset when it rose up to $60. But I was like, well, at the time I was still playing most of my fighting games on PS4, so kind of had to have it. But now I'm playing most of my stuff on Steam.
Yeah.
So why do I still have it?
Yeah, it's at a weird spot because I know that Sony wants to compete, but they want to compete their way. And I know the streaming download model, like the model doesn't technically lend itself to as much revenue potentially. Like you get a floor of revenue, and you're guaranteed that every month or every people got to re-up. Yep. But it's not the same ceiling, which is why they don't put their AAA games. Because Microsoft has even said that they lose on the maximum potential of a release because of Game Pass, because so many people can get the game without having to do the actual purchase of it.
Yeah.
But they're happier with that floor.
Yeah.
So since they're happier with that floor, this is the trade-off. Sony doesn't want to concede that. So they're trying to do both. They're trying to get more on the higher end, but also bring up the floor. Like they want their minimums to be higher, but they also want the maximum potential of, you having to buy the AAA game. And it's like, at what point do people just go, this isn't
worth it?
Yeah.
Do you see where
we'll find out?
They released, there was like a conversation between, what's the main dude at Xbox, like the person that's always talking to
Phil
people?
Spencer?
Yeah. It was a conversation between him and some higher up asking about how Game Pass hasn't grown in the last 2 years. But they still have a huge base, right? Like they have like 25 mil at least, something like that. Why would you be upset at that? You're getting 25 mil.
Shareholders, exactly.
You're getting 250 mil every month.
Every month.
Minimum. That's for people just doing the $10 thing.
Yep.
Why would you be upset at that?
Because
I fucking hate people.
No, it's pure greed.
It's exactly what he said.
A steady flow of income.
That's
that
what I
you
said,
don't
but the
have
floor
to
is
worry
there.
about anything.
Well, they're a company that already doesn't have to worry about anything
Because they make so much money.
They make so much money on all their other stuff.
Gaming
This Xbox stuff is just for fun.
Your gaming side, you don't have to worry about is the Xbox going to survive, because you're making 250 mil every month, no matter what comes out.
Yeah.
In addition to console sales, because you still get that's the thing, is they still get software sales. Like Starfield still sold copies.
Yeah.
Like it maybe didn't sell.
A ton of people bought it through Steam.
Like, bro, you still are selling software. You're just not selling as much if people didn't have Game Pass. But on the other hand, you're getting $250 million a month in value from those customers. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
Now, this is also the reason why they can not care as much when, was it Redfall comes out?
Yeah.
They're like, we messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks that it came out like this.
Yep.
Let them work on it. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe not. Who knows?
Well, they already stopped support of it, so.
Oh, really?
Bro, yeah. It's all. It's all.
They're on to other things.
Yeah, they, which sucks because the skeleton was kind of decent. They could have just improved it, but also again, we get $250 million a month just from the Game Pass subscription. So go do something else. But yeah, and that's how I feel about this.
In that conversation, if I were Phil Spencer, I would have said, "You motherfuckers suck my dick."
Like, bro, somebody's got to take a stand at some point, because
it's like, come on, who cares if it doesn't grow? We're making $250 million every month.
Every month.
Yeah, but you want that stock price
It's
to
like
go up.
it can only grow so much.
See, that's
the thing right there.
That seems like the obvious answer, but that's never a good enough answer for corp. So,
Just say for what?
for corporation.
Oh, I think you said corpse. I'm like, is this like
No.
we're about to start something? We're about
No.
to go after these people?
No. No,
this a
they're always,
declaration?
it's like, once it gets to a certain point where you can't,
Yeah.
your stock price doesn't go any higher and folks aren't buying your stock. So now your stock value
Now
stuck
it's gonna
here.
drop.
Now you don't have as much value as anything, which is crazy how companies can lose hundreds of millions of bucks just in one day because one thing happens is like, okay, this company that was worth 1.3 billion is now worth 800 million. It's like, but that's not really, whatever. I hate it.
Money still coming in. Like,
Corporations are inherently evil.
yeah. I mean, that's so the
Is
thing
it the
that
corporations or is it the stockholders?
The stockholders that are part of the corporation, the stockholders
Yeah.
drive the corporations to constantly grow. And after a certain point, most things will only grow to a certain
that's why you
point.
sell the stock.
Well, you can't sell the stock because now all of a sudden the corporation's down here and they don't want to be down here. They want to be here.
Yeah.
Should have sold out when it was getting
And
the
you
high.
can't get here until stockholders give you more money by buying more stock. And how do you get them to buy more stock? You got to grow.
Which is dumb. At some point, you're going to stop growing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
the thing.
nature.
It's like,
It's just the way it is, yeah.
I don't like.
You can only sell so many subscriptions. Like at some point, there's people. Apparently, they hit it and they hit it pretty quick in the early life cycle of
Yep.
their Game Pass. If it hasn't grown,
I mean,
in
it
the
was
last 3
dude.
years,
It was such an immediate, like, no-brainer value.
Yeah, and it's still a relatively kind of a new thing. This is the thing they were talking about at that E3. This is what they've been wanting to do forever. And the thing that everybody was so afraid of, we're already there.
Oh yeah.
Everything is online only now.
Yeah.
Really. I thought about that a few weeks ago. It's like, what is some poor kid doing on a farm where he gets no access to high speed
he's
internet? What is he playing?
Yeah, he's coming in.
Because he's putting in a disc and he's not downloading the day one patch that's as big as the game.
that won't.
So
let
what is
you
he playing?
It won't let you play unless you're online.
And there's certain games he can't even play it until you download the rest of the game.
You know what he's doing? He's playing PS2,
Yeah.
Xbox, and everything before it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's at that point. Like, dude, I was like looking at 360 stuff, and I'm like, bro, you can just pop in the game.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
what-
360 is like the last console. 360 and somewhat PS3
Somewhat
was the last.
PS3, yeah.
Because a lot of PS3 you had to be online because we
Yep.
found that out when the PSN crashed.
Yep. Sure did. Completely
Well, hey.
offline games that had no online components couldn't be even played. Huh.
Tank
Kind
the-
of
tank the
sounds like what
SOCOMs.
everybody was making fun of Xbox for, saying we have to check in. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, first of all, you got to check in, Nolan. I found that out the hard way at Taco Bell. You got to check in, but that tanked the SOCOM franchise
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had one since.
because it launched as soon as it shut down. My friend sent me a copy.
I
Appreciate
was
you,
so
Kennard.
sad.
He sent me a copy of the game. I was like, "Is this game that good?" He's like, "Man, I send it to you. Just play it. I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy it." And I was like, "But I can't."
Man, I loved the one before it. Like, I loved that one. I played the hell out of it. It was online only.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
It
Yeah,
was like Confrontation, I think is what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. And I could not wait for this new SOCOM because I had never been a SOCOM fan because it was on PS2 and I didn't have a PS2.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was the original SOCOM's on PS2. It's like, bro, I can't play this game. I don't have no connection to all of this. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
Because even those that had the campaign, the main thing with those was still the online stuff. I didn't have no internet. Can't play it.
Oh, they had online on PS2?
Yeah. PS2.
It was one of the main games that like used the online like that's
Little
everything.
challenge.
Yeah.
attachment thing, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, and then the new one came out and PSN was down for like 3 months and
Bro, that was so nasty. We'll let you pick 3 out of these 5 games.
Yeah, I didn't even, I knew of it, but I played my PS3 so
seldom.
not often
Yeah.
that I just turned it on one day months after this was all over, and it was like, yeah, pick some games. I'm like, what? Okay.
Dude, it sucked so bad.
Why
'cause
am I getting games?
We were like it was really at the transitional point where we would start being like, okay, let's get this game on PS3. Because at first
Yeah, we
it was
played
like,
a lot of stuff on PS3.
well, we had went through the phase of like, if it's a shooting game, Xbox,
Oh yeah,
fighting game, PS3,
And sports games, yes.
sports games, PS3. Then it was like, you can't do any of it. You can't play it at all. It's just sitting here looking at you.
It's like, but you said I didn't have to.
Shh. We also said we were getting you party chat with the next patch.
Yeah.
And they got it with what? The very last patch? Or
No,
whatever.
they got it with the new system.
Oh, well.
The last patch was saying, hey, man, we couldn't do it because we put a cheaper sound card in it.
But to your point, that farmer, he really can't play anything past 360.
No.
PS2.
It sucks. And this is we had this conversation.
I'll tell you about it. He can play
a few
Switch
weeks
stuff.
ago.
Can't play Switch stuff.
Can't play Switch stuff. Yeah.
Switch stuff is probably their go-to now.
Yep. So
And the thing with Nintendo is the way, and I'm sure they have meetings about trying to, have a larger install base.
mm-hmm.
But at some point, you see them just being like, oh, we done hit like 60 million, 70 million. Cool. Appreciate everybody. We're going to keep pumping these titles out, But it's not like, okay, what do we do to get the install base from 110 million to 115? It's just like, no, man, people still rocking with it. Work on the next thing. We make a new game. Maybe that'll help push a couple units. Make a bundle. Let's do a bundle for it.
don't drop the price of anything.
No, not at all. Why would we do that?
Only the console, the game's still going to be full.
How long
price.
did it take him to drop the price of the Wii? It was a while.
I want to say it was like 3 years in.
Was it 3 years? I thought it was
because it was already so cheap. It was only $200.
Yeah.
No, it was $250.
Yeah, 250.
Was it $250?
Yeah, 249 when it came out.
But
I think it ended up dropping to 200.
and it went up. It was going up against the PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, why
The only thing they really had that ended up costing money was the Motion Plus, and they gave you a bunch of ways to
get it? Yeah.
To get it. Like if you bought certain games, they was just like, hey,
Wii Sports Resort is how I got mine, and Red Steel.
That's
2.
how a lot of people got theirs.
I got Wii Sports
yeah.
Resort, and then Red Steel 2 is how I got 2.
Then they started putting them in the controller and making
And then
the
it
controller
was just built
cheaper.
into them.
Yeah.
Yep. So
But yeah, like putting these requirements on these games, it sucks for anybody. And I know people like to keep thinking like, yo, why don't you have the internet? Sometimes it's not about the money, man. Sometimes you're in places where they literally
they
don't
just
offer
don't
the
have it.
service.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a lot more people than people think because everybody feels like where they live is indicative of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
It's like even just in the U.S., there's so many rural parts of
especially here.
Yeah, like-
actually, because you look at somewhere like Japan where the internet is fast and mostly free.
Yeah.
And
It's
parts of Europe
utility.
are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Japanese folks makes these games, especially fighting games. That's why, certain companies like Namco are resistant against putting like rollback in it because they're like, well, we found that the real issue is all of y'all are playing on Wi-Fi, so just stop playing on Wi-Fi. Well, first of all, again,
it's not an option.
that's not an option sometimes. But then you also have places where there's no internet.
Yeah. I mean, you could be in an apartment building and they tell you flat out, yeah, we only do Wi-Fi. You can't hardline nothing in here.
Yep.
It's like the building has Wi-Fi. It's a part of your rent. It's what it is.
That's all you got.
That's the speed you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the upload, download. This is it.
This is it.
This is the option.
But in Japan, they don't understand that everything's hardwired, and like I said, it's free.
It's part of their infrastructure.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Yeah, our priorities are in different spots. But like to the point that also you're looking at smaller countries where they don't have Wyomings
Exactly.
and like parts of the state of Washington and just like even like I would
I mean,
imagine
our country is almost as big as Europe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like there are parts where things are just away from stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of wide open spaces out there.
It's like you could tell a
Dakotas.
Oh man, you could tell an ISP to put the internet in that area, and they're gonna be like,
I'm not running the line all the way out
yeah,
there.
there's three houses
people?
out there.
Yeah.
Like, and hey, look, there's 3 houses out there. 2 of them don't want the internet.
Exactly. It's not worth the effort.
Yeah, they like you tell them they got the big satellite dish in the yard. They're like, bro, we good. We are fine. Okay, this has gotten us through the last 40 years. It's gonna get us through the next 20.
Yeah. But I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were talking about it. When, you remember when Xbox was doing it. I was like, we live in that world now.
Oh,
that world that everybody was railing against for some reason, it snuck up on us, and we're in that world now.
Well,
And and love it.
Exactly, because
In fact,
Game Pass is exactly what Microsoft was talking about doing with that stuff. We only heard the bad part. We didn't hear, but you'd have access to like hundreds of games at all times. We could even give you brand new top tier games on day one. If we'd heard all of that behind it, well, that might actually.
they were talking about coaxial cables on your Xbox and all that stuff, and we talked about a lot of TV.
Well, that was the Xbox One, and I think they underestimated how fast
TV was
streaming was. Yeah, TV was starting to go away, and streaming was starting to take over everything.
Yeah,
so I was like, hey.
Screw this coax.
Plug in your cable box here. You can put in your receiver, and you can control. That was the whole thing around the one behind Xbox One. It was supposed to control everything.
You could already do that with the 360, right? No, you couldn't. Never mind.
No,
you had to.
That wasn't Xbox.
Things had to have apps for you to be able to control it through there.
And then they kind of missed the mark on that. Tech kind of passed them by a little too fast.
I know, because sometimes when we hook up to Xboxes, I got to make sure I remind myself. Well, for the singular Xbox One that we still use, that you got to put it on the right side because that's HDMI.
Yeah,
you got not the HDMI in. You got to do the output.
How many times did I do that?
It's not coming on.
I was like, what the hell? Oh, don't tell me if a stupid Xbox is broke. And then I finally get behind the thing and turn it around.
Oh, I put it in the wrong HDMI.
Yeah, dang it.
This kid's waiting to play Kakarot. I'm still sitting there trying to get it on. I done power cycled it 3 times thinking that's what's wrong with it.
Oh, Lord. So...
yeah, when the first big DRM scandals happened, and nobody cared for sure, people were upset at Ubisoft because
Ubisoft was one of the worst about it though. There was
first of all, Nolan, you got to understand they lost $500 million. Okay,
no,
500 million sales.
Exactly,
they lost 500 million sales.
They equated every BitTorrent download as a lost sale.
We lost 500 million copies sold.
500 million.
We would have been the greatest game to ever grace the planet. I think was it Black Flag or was it?
I think it was Black Flag. Was when they really lost their mind over. But they have been about it because they started putting stuff in they started putting the DRM protection stuff in their games first. And what was always so bad is that the only folks that hurt was the folks that bought the game.
Yeah,
because folks like me at the time who were downloading the game. Oh, okay. All right. Here's a patch. Now everybody that downloaded the game can play it. Everybody who bought the game has to wait for Ubisoft to patch because their stupid thing didn't work. And now the game won't run. It was. I remember there was. We
got a hot fix coming, man.
It was. I think it was Far Cry 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing it. Everybody else is like, I can't. The game won't start. I don't know what's going on. Then Ubisoft realizes, the DRM protection we put in there, it's conflicting with whatever software everybody's using. Our own launcher won't even launch the game because it's conflicting with it. Meanwhile, the 500 million folks who downloaded BitTorrent are having a great time. And there was an animated GIF. You know that thing you do when you reach around somebody and tap them on the shoulder and make them look the other way. There was a GIF. And it was hilarious, and I wished I would have saved it back then. So somebody did that. So it was Ubisoft was the guy that was getting tapped. It was I think they had the Pirate Bay symbol.
Oh yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. On the guy that tapped,
and there was another guy behind. That was just like folks that own the game, and so he taps him on the shoulder, and Ubisoft gets up and looks at the guy behind him, and then punches him in the face. Like that's exactly what's happening.
Yep,
it's like we're having fun. This is awesome. And it was,
With so much the games themselves are so fun. It's like when you were talking about the Ubisoft launchers, man, everybody's doing the proprietary software. Everybody wants you to log into their service.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have, you got to have EA Play. You got to have Ubisoft Plus.
It's just EA now, at least. It's just the EA app. They finally got rid of the Play thing. No more.
It's still stupid.
No more having the download.
The app's better now.
It is better. It is better. It's way better, actually.
Yeah. Origins.
Origin, that's right. Yeah.
Origins
it is
nasty, buddy. Origin was just
Origin was.
You can listen to this podcast, and I've complained about that the entire time.
Oh, we all have.
Origin is
Origin
He
was
was gonna play
horrible.
Apex on PC for like 3 months.
And then the CEO of EA comes out and says, "We're going to build something that was really built for gamers." And it's like, well, who did you build it for before?
That is a great question. Next question, please. Yeah, they weren't. Well, like not even like EA Origins. What was it? Bethesda.
Yes,
When
thank God they
76
got rid of theirs.
76 came out and it was like you couldn't log into it. Like I said, email, password, log into it on the browser.
Yeah.
Put it on the Xbox because people trying to play 76 and it's like, no.
Yeah. Ubisoft has done that to me multiple times when I was playing Splinter Cell Conviction, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't log into my Ubisoft account on it. Like,
Well, it's dumb. It's like, okay, so it came up for me because I started playing Fractured But Whole again. Like I wanted to run through it because I got the they put like the complete edition for like $6 on Steam. So I was like, okay, I never played the DLC. I'm gonna run through it again. And I downloaded and installed it. I'm like, all right, let's load it up. It's like, please sign into your Ubisoft account. I was like, come on, bro. It's not even no multiplayer with this. Like, what are we doing? I bought it on Steam. I didn't even buy it from y'all.
I'd never buy Ubisoft or EA games on Steam because I know I'm just gonna have to open that thing up anyway. So it's like,
yeah. If you do Rainbow Six on Game Pass, 'cause I was playing Extraction through Game Pass, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna load it up, and then it's like, no, you're gonna sign into the Ubisoft account.
You're gonna sign into your Ubisoft account, and then you're gonna wait for it to update.
Yep. Then it's gonna ask you, hey, I know you playing it free through Game Pass, right? But look, here's a cool thing you could do. You could buy it from us.
Yeah, you could just buy it from
I know you playing it for free. I know you got the full game, no charge, other than your Game Pass, you know. But also, you want to buy it from us? We'll discount it. That way, even if it leave Game Pass, you still got it.
got it. I mean, it's true.
No,
No,
I don't want to do that. Not at all.
I bought one Ubisoft game on Steam, and when I realized I still had to open up, whatchamacallit, Uplay, I was like, never again. If I got to open up Uplay, I might as well just get it on.
You can get Uplay Plus, and you have access to a bunch of Ubisoft titles.
No, I'm good. No, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can play all the Assassin's Creeds.
No, I mean, I can play most of those on Game Pass.
No. So then, look, you could play Beyond Good and Evil.
Also on Game Pass.
If you play it, then we might actually finish 2. We not, but
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about a mess.
they had to show the different game every time they show a trailer for that game.
And now the guys that were making it, like, they've lost, like, the original guy that was making the game, the guy that made the original game, gone. He's been gone for like years now. Then the person that replaced him, gone. The person that replaced him, gone.
Oh, speaking of a game getting canceled before we head out, they made the trailer to KOTOR remake private.
Oh, yeah. I read about this the other
like
day.
a bunch of posts that they had from social media about the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dead.
Not looking good.
It is DEAD.
Well, I thought it was dead anyways, but
That game is dead. DEDT dead.
It's
over.
Man.
It is over. I mean, that game was kind of doomed from the start, but
Why? Because they put a person on it who didn't like the game?
didn't like the game.
She had a
why did
chance.
they do that?
Dude,
She wanted the job, and they were like, cool.
But how do you? It's wild that she applied for the job, but I also understand you got to get this work.
Hey, yeah.
But then, like, for them to not know that, and then she had to put out a statement being like, "Yeah, I was talking crazy, but I changed."
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah.
It was fine. So,
And then they said it wasn't meeting their standards, which who knows what that is because they had what was the game that they made a CGI cutscene for the trailer and then lied to us? Anthem. Like, so I don't know what your standards are because you had a fake game that you were showing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Outlaws is good.
It looks good so far.
It does.
We'll
does.
see.
It looks promising. That's another Ubisoft game. So hopefully that does good for them too. That's not coming out to next year, clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna count towards the game of the year stuff though. The Avatar game.
That Avatar game actually looks really good.
It looks so good. I'm just nervous. Like
I know.
it can't be. It's
I thought that was. I'm not getting Killzone and Anthem again, am I?
bro. It just because it looks really smooth. It looks really polished.
It actually looks pretty freaking good.
It looks like the gameplay looks solid.
Yeah.
Like transitioning from the riding the thing to jumping off, and like it even just running around and sliding and jumping and grabbing and swinging and doing all that. It looks really cool. It looks fake because it looks so good, and it's a new IP.
That's what I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about.
Everything's vibrant and all the different creatures and
yeah. It looks like all the best parts of Far Cry meets the girl running parkour.
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
We'll
see.
And talk real fast. One more thing that I didn't think actually existed. Coming out of Tokyo Game Show, Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, the Chinese Wukong game?
Yeah.
Is it still coming?
Oh no, folks were playing it.
Oh, really?
And it has a release date now. So
when's it coming out?
I totally forgot. I totally forgot now. It's been a few weeks, but that was that was like one of the big things that came out of TGS2, that the game exists. Folks were playing it. It's apparently looks as good as they've been showing, and it has a release window now, I think, actually. So
yeah, because I remember them showing it and them saying specifically like, "Hey guys, it's just a trailer.
It's early,
like don't expect this game anytime soon.
Early production, and and
it's a new Chinese company, right?
Yeah.
So it was like
it's like a bunch of folks that used to work at Tencent got together and made a company or something like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody everybody over there works there at some point. But
they own so much of gaming.
Yeah.
Cool deal. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh,
there you go.
I about died.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody hanging out with us this week. And we're back to our regular scheduled weekly podcast. I know we took a week off, but we were tired.
Yeah, we did.
We're tired, yeah.
Make sure you follow us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, finger blast that bell icon, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Crossover combination finish!